Hey friends, Bobcat here in the Artmines studio. It's Sunday, it's Mother's Day. For those of you who don't have a problematic relationship with that, I hope this day is beautiful, and I hope it's one you're enjoying very much. This is my day 2 after vaccine number 2. I feel really hungover, but beyond that, I'm okay. Had the stitches out just this morning, so this video I'm not really doing a whole hell of a lot. I'm really tired. I've just been like falling over asleep. And I finished setting up my new Bunny Mulcher 5000, which, by the way, this little washout feature that you're supposed to be able to connect your garden hose to doesn't do anything. It's quick detach, but you're supposed to hook up your garden hose and run it, run the water and then run the blade, and it's supposed to wash out the bottom of the machine, and it does not. It does not do that at all. But anyway, for this week, I wanted to actually give you a tour of some other stuff around the Artmines. If you follow me on Instagram at BikerBobcat, you'll see that I post a lot of food over there. When I'm not putting up pictures of my paintings or motorcycles or other random projects that I'm working on, most of my pictures over there are food. Food's very important to me. You may have seen a couple of cooking videos I've done, but it's not just cooking and eating it, as lovely as that is. Growing it is really important for a whole variety of reasons, but wanted to show you my garden. We've been living here in DC area for, I guess it's 9 years now. And from day one, as a homeowner, I decided I hate lawns. I hate monoculture, where you're only growing one thing, like 500 bajillion acres of soybeans, for example, or corn, or anything like that. Or like golf courses, which is just acres and acres of grass, totally wasted. So I decided that if I was going to own a home, I'm not going to put in any effort to landscaping, to lawns, or anything like that, besides whatever I need to do to keep the county off my back. I'm not going to put in any effort into any plant stuff that I can't eat. Like, if I'm going to put it into work, it's going to feed me in return. So let's take a tour of the Artmines Garden. In my backyard, I've got 4 fruit trees. I think I live in climate zone 7. I'm not really sure, but I have 4 fruit trees. 2 different types of figs. This is a Celeste fig, and here's actually, look at that one little beautiful fig. That will be delicious later. And figs are actually, imagine a cluster of flowers, but turned inside out. That's what a fig is. Figs are great. You can use them in all kinds of stuff. The plants are really pretty resilient, give them a nice sheltered area, and in, I guess, climate zone 7, where this is, they do really well. There's not a whole hell of a lot of care required. But yeah, I have 4 fruit trees. So, got the fig here, and this is a persimmon tree. If you've never had persimmons, I've got the Fuyu variety, which are the harder persimmons. They're a fruit that comes later in the season, late in the fall, maybe even the winter, depending on how the seasons go. But a persimmon is like an apple mixed with a pumpkin. So they're about apple size in shape, but they're orange, like pumpkins, and they can have a sweet flavor to them, but they're not as astringent as apples. They've got kind of a richer depth of flavor to them. I love persimmons. one of my favorite things in the world is to just pluck persimmon and just eat it. It's the best. And they're good for you too. And this is just getting started for the year. And that's the beginning of a flower, that four leaf shape. And we get a ton of them, assuming the squirrels or birds or whatever other seasonal natural crap doesn't get rid of them. The next tree, and this is beautiful to me. This is Asian pear. We've had minimal success with this, mostly because of animals like mostly squirrels, birds, and then if the growing season hits a sudden heat wave, pears are sensitive and they'll just drop this thing to protect the tree. But when it works, all of these little beauties and some of these mutant beauties, all of these are going to be pears. And I can't wait. We have some flowers here that I really haven't done anything with because they were here when I got here. I have no intention of cutting them down. Then the other fig tree, this is the Chicago Hardy fig. Different variety of fig. The Celeste is smaller, lighter in color, sometimes called a white fig. These are like monstrous ping pong ball size, deep purple. They're great. I love figs. I could eat a ton of them too. I love just walking through the yard, just plucking one off and chowing down on it. And figs need to be cut back pretty drastically every year, but as long as you trim them, the figs will grow off of basically the figs will grow off of the growth from these branches. That's really it as far as the backyard. Let's roll to the front. Quick detour. If you grew up in the woodlands of the Mid-Atlantic, the South, played outside a lot, you would be familiar with this problem. A problematic plant, as pretty as it is. Poison ivy. This bastard right here. So, don't touch it. Leaves of 3, let it be. Leaves of 4, eat some more. Sometimes. My garden makes me almost this happy. That's Carnegie. He lives in the front. This used to be the melon bed, hence Carnegie. I'm sure you'll get it. But right here we're growing strawberries. It's one kind of strawberry, and we've had some marginal success with this. Mostly the strawberries are just really tiny, but also lavender. I love the smell of lavender. I can't get enough of it. We have 1 lavender plant, 2 strawberries. Hi, Carnegie. 1 random pepper. These are all seedlings from friends, which, by the way, if you have friends that also garden, get seedlings from them. It's, spread the love in the community or something. Got tomatoes here. 1 more pepper variety. This back bed, also lavender, a different kind, but still, it's phenomenal. It's a different kind. This is almost like a little bit of a more lemony lavender. I've been told they're edible. I've never tried, but But we got eggplant right there, and in the back, one of my favorite things, sunflowers. We've got sunflowers that are growing up, and when they're actually at full height, they'll be like that tall, giant dinner plate size heads full of hundreds of sunflower seeds that if I am lucky and get there before the birds do, I'll be able to get a couple of them. This actually used to be Brussels sprouts. We planted Brussels sprouts last year. They did okay. We were able to get a few, and you can eat the leaves off of Brussels sprouts as well. Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, broccoli. I think the term is a cruciform, but it's all very similar. They're cousins. All those are cousins. But this is what happens if you let Brussels sprouts grow and flower. So it's possible that there are Brussels sprout seeds in here, and I'm going to experiment with that. But more eggplant, more sunflower, and you might think, oh, is this broccoli rabe or whatever it's called? No, this is Brussels sprouts. But when you just you can cut the main stalk off, but if you leave the roots in, it may shoot up more. So these plants are just sort of an experiment for me. Who knows what we're doing with them. That sound is the sump pump draining out. We have a problem with that. More plants, more lovely peppers, tons of different peppers. I'm not entirely sure what this flower is. I want to say it's Coreopsis. I planted it like 2 years ago, and it has these beautiful radial type, like daisies, like that kind of flower. Which, by the way, if you're going to get me flowers or flower-related gifts, daisies, sunflowers, that type of flower, that's my favorite flower. But they also attract pollinators, which I love. So planted a little cluster of this, and it survived. So here it gets to. Good job, congratulations, you get to stay. And then one last bed. Last year, this was potatoes. We've done a few different things in here, different potatoes, melons. This is one of the first garden beds that we did. And yeah, this year it is a couple of pumpkins, which are doing okay, I guess. We'll find out. And these plants right here in the back are more potatoes. These are potatoes that they shoot out roots. We've cut them. We've tried to like churn them up this year, and we're gonna have potatoes forever, I guess, which is I guess okay. But remember what I was talking about? I don't put any effort into landscaping. That I would prefer wildflowers. I would prefer a natural lawn. Here's an example of me being lazy, but strategically lazy. You've got buttercup and clover. You've got these sort of purple violet looking ones. I really don't know what they are. And then in the last year, this plant, I swear it's like some kind of rose variety. I genuinely don't know. The last couple of years, maybe 2 years, I've let this thorny plant grow, but now it's got these flowers, and they smell really nice. So if any of you know what this plant is, whether it's native to the Mid-Atlantic, whether it's invasive, any information would be very useful, just so I know. But these flowers will open up, and they smell almost like soap. They're very fragrant. I'm looking forward to it. Another vine that we're dealing with is this is kudzu. This stuff grows stupid fast, super invasive. Kudzu, and this with 5 leaves is Virginia creeper, a thistle that I'm leaving for it to flower. So my house, we've got a train. We've got poison ivy, English ivy, Virginia creeper, kudzu, a different kind of ivy. I don't know what this is. It reminds me very much of kudzu, but not. So yeah. So anyway, that's my garden. Thanks for hanging out. I'm probably gonna go take another nap, or maybe have a beer and a smoke and just sort of stare at the canvas for a while. I don't know. It's Sunday. I've got work next week. So yeah, hope you're safe and well fed wherever you are. Thank you for hanging out with me, and get your vaccines, and I can't wait to see you again after a nap. Cheers.